When you start talking about killing, I'm going to make this very clear. That comes mostly under the war section. And I don't talk about the war section, generally speaking, unless I have a lot of time, and I don't have that kind of time to do that on the air. In fact, I've thought about this. When I do get through the war section, how am I going to handle that? Well, basically, I'll handle that, and I'm going to say this now. I'm going to handle that by saying you actually have to go to the book itself.
Okay.
Right. To go to the war and counter-war section. Racism is war. We're already in a war, and the races are already killing massive numbers of non-white people every day. They deliberately do this. That's what war is. It's not but one war, and that is the war between those who believe in white supremacy and those who don't. That's what it really is all about. All other so-called wars are battles or fights within that war. You might call them small wars. But the war is the war between those who believe in white supremacy and those who don't. That's the war that dominates the planet. Now, in the war section, under the ninth area of activity, war, counter-war, it goes into detail about the only way that non-white people should respond to that in a way of actually using counter-violence as individual persons against the white supremacists. And that's spelled out. All of the qualifications for doing that. And they're pretty harsh, but they're the ones I've come to the conclusion that they're the only ones that can be activated with success if you're going to use counter-war, meaning counter-violence, against the warriors, which is the white supremacists. But I spell it out in detail in the ninth area of activity in the book. I do not like to talk about it on the air for the simple reason that that will add to what? Confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have any confusion when you start talking about people killing people. You want to be very specific about what you're talking about, because it can be confused. Somebody can be misled. Somebody can get the incorrect message. So you don't advocate anything in the way of killing people without going into very specific details about your qualifications for doing so, according to what? Logic, and according to the laws of justice.
Yes.
You want to be very specific about that and not just say things off the top of your head. And so, therefore, I don't like to go into any details about that. And the code prohibits me from going into details about that, other than the details that are spelled out in the ninth area of activity of the compensatory counter-racist code book.